Forrest Gump sat on the porch of his big white Alabama house, now freshly painted lavender because Jenny thought the old color was basic. The front yard, once simple and grassy, was now an ambitious mosaic of imported Italian tiles. Because Italian tiles have, like, a story, Jenny said. In the middle of the yard sat a fountain featuring a statue of a glowing angel of serenity that looked suspiciously like David Hasselhoff, an artistic choice Forrest still didn't understand. "Forrest," Jenny said one evening while sipping a sparkling mango mocktail, "we've got to talk about your wardrobe. It's all plaid, Forrest. I'm starting to feel like I'm dating a lumberjack who hasn't seen a tree in years." So off they went. Jenny dragged Forrest down to the fanciest boutique in town, where they promptly purchased an assortment of crushed velvet suits in neon colors that Jenny declared the vibe. Forrest stood in front of a mirror in a shimmering lime green blazer, while Jenny gushed, "Oh my God, Forrest, you look like a star." "Don't you feel like a star?" "I feel like a bowl of lime jello," he mumbled. But Jenny wasn't finished. Soon, the Lavender House had a new jacuzzi bathtub with a built-in sound system playing endless loops of whale sounds. She insisted they invest in silk curtains to make the house feel like the Taj Mahal, despite the fact that silk attracted mosquitoes from 3 counties over. Then came the furniture overhaul. Forrest's old sofa was replaced by an avant-garde couch that looked suspiciously like a pile of oversized beach pebbles. It wasn't remotely comfortable, but Jenny swore it was a statement piece. Forrest found himself napping on the floor more and more while Jenny took up pottery classes and left all her experiments scattered around the house. If Forrest bumped into one more half-baked ceramic ashtray for non-smokers, he was pretty sure he'd snap, and that wasn't even the worst of it. One day, Jenny burst in, waving a brochure. "Forrest, they're doing personal branding workshops at this seminar in LA. We've got to go. You need to rebrand," Forrest replied. "Rebrand?" "Yes, Forrest, you're like the everyman, but we need to add some pizzazz. Maybe start calling yourself the Gump. People love a nickname." Before he knew it, Forrest was standing on stage at a conference in LA, wearing one of his neon velvet suits, awkwardly explaining his life story to an audience of personal development junkies while Jenny cheered him on from the front row. She convinced him to sign up for a social media masterclass, and soon their Instagram was full of heavily filtered photos of Forrest, next to expensive dinners he hadn't wanted and hashtags he didn't understand, like hash goals and hash blessed. Then came the animals. "Forrest, I'm getting us a pair of miniature pigs. They're called Truffle and Puff, and they're like therapy animals. Very calming energy." Forrest watched as the pigs trampled through the Italian tile yard, rooting through the flower beds Jenny had insisted on planting to honor their sacred bond with nature. The pigs soon chewed up most of the silk curtains and left little pig-shaped reminders around the living room, but Jenny loved them, so Forrest said nothing. Finally, the last straw came when Jenny brought home a vintage Volkswagen bus and insisted it was their new family car. "But Jenny," Forrest stammered, "it doesn't even have seatbelts." "Safety is like a mindset, Forrest," she replied with a dreamy sigh. "Plus, it's very Instagrammable. You just don't get it." One day, as Forrest sat on his old rocking chair, one of the few things he'd managed to keep, he watched Jenny fussing over a crystal collection she'd just ordered online. It struck him that life had become one endless cycle of renovations, workshops, and velvet blazers. He missed his plaid shirts, he missed his old couch, he missed normal food that wasn't sushi or organic chai bowls. But Jenny was happy, or at least she looked happy. So Forrest took a deep breath, straightened his neon blazer, and said, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what unnecessary crystal collection you're going to get." And with a sigh, he went back to his rocking chair, letting the sound of Truffle and Puff's gentle snorting fill the lavender-scented air.